This idea of sitting on Instagram, sitting on Facebook, scrolling for 10 hours is a grave. I tell people the grave is not 6 feet below. The grave of the modern era is a handset. Many people are walking with their graves because the hours that should be invested in self-development, they have wasted it with mindless scrolling on things that don't bless them. Arise, shine. I met Reverend Dr. Ukpai many years ago, and he asked me the first question. He said, how much is your library? Me that thought I was reading. He told me his library was worth 65 million. And I checked, I scanned my whole library in 1 minute. I realized I was joking. At this level, you are still studying? He said, yes. Meanwhile, you look at Reverend Ukpai, you think, oh, God has anointed some people. You don't know they walk under. People come out unprepared, and they have nothing to say to their generation. If you want to shine, you must arise. It took responsibility. There were times when we spent money. There were times when we didn't sleep. There were times when we had to study. But we beat our body to make sure we receive these things. A generation must arise. You say you want to be a doctor. How many doctors have you sat down to listen to? What is your commitment to your books? You can't shine. It's not magic. It's not even miracle as it were. You cannot shine. You say you want to be a leader. You have never sat down to listen to leaders, to think, to hear how they talk, to hear how they solve problems, and you want to become great. You are sitting here, you say one day I'll be the governor of your state, one day I'll be the governor of the president of Nigeria, unless you go through corruption. If it is based on value, you will never become. Because for you to shine, you must arise. Many years ago, when I realized I had to be a public speaker, I did not just listen to A-list ministers of God. I also listened to presidents of nations. Is your life? Romans 12:11 says, be fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. If you lose service, you lose service. Because every time you come here and sweep the floor, lead the prayer, lead the choir, you may think you are doing the church a favor until you stop or until you are removed. Then you will now be shocked that the burden that comes to your heart when you want to lead worship, that leads you to prayer, that burden will no longer be there because the responsibility is no more. And after 3 weeks, after 1 month, you'll discover that flesh will begin to resurrect, because flesh was mortified. If you don't keep it mortified, it will resurrect. And then you who have destroyed lust for 2 years, lust wakes up again, and your thoughts become darkened, and you are wondering, when did this lust come from? That's when you will realize that when you were serving God, you were doing yourself a favor. You will discover that the fear that left you 6 years ago suddenly come back, and you are wondering, how did this fear return? It returned because you died. Your service stopped. Because while you were serving God, there was a burden service put on your spirit to stay hot. Because you know that if you are singing here and it's not hot, people will know. You know if you are giving a charge here and you are not hot, they will know. You know that you can't do the biddings of God if you are not on fire for God. So that service compelled you to sustain intensity. Now that there's no more service, you discover that fire begins to go down. There are those who are fanned by fasting. There are those who are fanned by worship. And there are those who are fanned by staying in the company of believers. You must find out what stirs the fire of God in you. And if you know it, build your tent there. Because it's one of the secrets of burning. There are people, if they sit down and read for 3 hours, the fire in their spirit can literally burn their clothes. There are people that if they sit with believers and hear their testimonies, they leave that place to take mountains. There are people that if they shut the door and kneel down for 3 hours and pray, when they come out, it almost looks as if smoke is coming out of their head. And you are wondering, what is this? That's the secret of fanning. The problem with believers is that some have not even known how to fan, because they don't know if they even have flame. But if you have found how to fan your flame, stay there. If it is worship that fans you, every day carry an earpiece, at least for 2 hours. Let the songs be rolling and you are singing and praising God. Stay up, stay on fire.